Hey guys, welcome back to my journey to my first ever amateur boxing fight, episode 2. Today is a Friday, and unfortunately, boxing class got cancelled, so we'll be doing a little at-home boxing workout. Today I want to be focusing on my technique, so making sure my punches, my footwork, and my defense, they're all clean. Because what usually ends up happening is, let's say it's a sparring day or I'm doing any type of partner work, I usually end up losing a lot of the technique. So I want to be making sure that I'm perfecting the technique so that when I do have an opponent in front of me and it's an actual fight, that the technique comes pretty much as second nature. I'm going to be starting off with a little 1 to 2 kilometer run around the block as a warm-up and then moving on to some shadow boxing. So without further ado, let's get going. Hella cold today.
A few moments later.
I can't lie, I don't even feel any warmer. But anyways, here's a Strava. Alright, we're gonna put on our hand wraps now. Let me know how you guys do it. This is how I do it. Just gotta take off the watch real quick. Obviously, we're gonna start off with the wrap. Loop around the thumb. We're gonna do it 3 times around the wrist. Come up to the knuckles here. Oh, this is such a bad angle. Anyways, so we're gonna come 3 times around the knuckles, and then we're gonna come back to the wrist. Go onto the fingers now, and every time come back around the index, back down to the wrist. And then after we finish the fingers, come back up to the knuckle from the end, and then secure the knuckles. And then we've got quite a bit left over. And I know a lot of people wrap their thumb, but I don't really like getting my thumb wrapped, so I just wrap it around my wrist for more wrist support. And that's it. Control your hands. Gotta make sure we're clenching and unclenching our fists in between so that we know that it's not too tight or too loose. And boom, we're ready. Alright, so now that we got our hand wraps on, we're going to be doing some shadow boxing. I'm going to be doing 3-minute rounds with 30 seconds break in between. I've got my timer right here. I'm going to be laying this on the ground. We're going to start off with 2 rounds of jab only, so jab to the face, jab to the body. And then after that, we're going to be doing lead hand only, so anything with the lead hand, jab, hook, uppercut, all that. And then after that, we're going to be doing 2 rounds of 1-2s, so just 1 and 2. And then for the last 2 rounds, we're going to be doing freestyle. It's getting a bit dark. Let's turn on the light. That is 2 rounds of jab only. We're going to do lead hand only from now. Three, 2, 1. Alright, that's 4 rounds of shadow boxing done now. I changed the camera angle real quick. We're gonna be doing 1-2s now. All right, that's 2 rounds of the 1-2s done. We'll go about 15 seconds before I do freestyle. I'm gonna be trying making sure I keep my chin down. That's one of the things that my coach keeps reminding me, but keep forgetting during sparring. And that's what's gonna get you knocked out. Alright, last round, I want to focus on also not bringing my hands down. It's also an endurance thing and discipline. Alright, that's all the rounds of shadow boxing done now. I'm going to be doing some bag work. That was 8 rounds of shadow boxing. We're going to do 3 rounds of the bag work. Same thing, so 3 minutes with 30-second rest in between. Alright, so I'm putting on my 16 ounces now. So since we're focusing on technique, I'm going to make sure my punches are clean. And what I'm going to be doing is pretending like the bag is an opponent. So every time I throw, I'm making sure that I'm defending, adding in feints, slips, stuff like that, and also keeping my hands up during the round. It's a bit dark now, hopefully you guys can see. There is light, but I don't know if the camera will be picking it up that well. That's 3 rounds done. Alright, so that's the bag work done, and I can't lie, I just had a quick look at the videos and I look absolutely sloppy, but it's okay. I'm gonna be using these videos to pretty much critique myself and fix myself, fix the technique. Alright, so now I'm gonna go for a 5-kilometer run, and then I'm gonna be doing my favorite thing, so pull-ups to failure and chin-ups to failure, and then we'll call it a day.
A few moments later.
Alright, that's the end of today's session. I'm going to show the 5km there. I can't lie, the run was pretty crap. I kind of needed to take a leak before the run, but I just started running anyways, and I could really feel it throughout the whole run. And yeah, the pace wasn't that great as well, but we still did it nevertheless. Oh yeah, and someone was yelling at me from inside their car while I was running. I have no idea who this was, and I have no idea what they said, but I'm assuming they said, "I'm such a dedicated young individual and I'm so inspirational. The world needs more people like me," and all that stuff, yeah. Alright, it's 10:17 now. About to have dinner. I want to be sleeping soon though, so I won't be eating that much. Let's see what we got. Looks like we don't have too much going on today. We got some, I think this is bacon. That's beef. Some veggies. And I think this is some more beef, yeah. And I got 2 eggs to hit my protein goals. I've also started eating my food in bowls now instead of flat plates. I don't know why. The food just tastes better for me. It's weird. I'm gonna add half an avo. Do you guys also find that it's really hard to get good avocados? Boom! Presentation, 0 out of 10. Taste, 10 out of 10. Alright, so I got my mic now. I'm just gonna be going through some of the things that I think I've been doing good in boxing and some things that I think I need to work on. And these are also some things that my coach has said as well. So currently what I think I'm doing somewhat alright in is my footwork. I think I'm pretty light on my feet. I can move in and out pretty quick. But in terms of footwork, I think what I need to work on is making use of my quicker footwork speed to get inside and land shots from there when fighting taller opponents, since their range would obviously be longer than mine. I think what I also need to work on, and I think I've said a little bit about this before, is composure. So a lot of the times what happens is when I get hit or when an opponent comes into my space, I'll panic throw. So I'll start throwing a lot of uncoordinated punches, trying to hit the opponent. But instead what I should be doing is remain composed, making sure I can see the punches coming and then be able to pick my shots from there. Another simple thing I need to work on is my breathing. I would say I have somewhat decent endurance, but sometimes when boxing I forget to breathe during my when I punch, so I gas out pretty easily. So yeah, I think those are the main things that I need to be working on right now. Yeah, and obviously there are a lot more others, but a lot of improvement will also come with experience as well. I think those are the main things that stand out the most for me right now. We've saved the best for last. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Yeah, not to flex on you guys, but I got a 98 sleep score. I know y'all are jealous. But yeah, my sleep is something that I've been trying to fix for quite some time. And as you all would know, fixing your sleep is a very hard thing. Alright, I'm gonna cut the video there. Thank you all for watching, and if you guys have any boxing advice, feel free to pop it down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.